You're very welcome along to the Showgrounds here in Sligo. Thankfully, the weather conditions have eased off. We had a wet morning, wet weekend in fact, but we are thankfully being blessed by the weather gods at the moment. It is, of course, the Avenir Sports All-Island Cup final here for 2023. First ever women's goal. It was in this ground as well. Breffney will be, from the Galway perspective, will be hoping for the same again. But Galway are starting to settle into the game in the last couple of moments. A lovely ball over the top now for Costello. Can McKee get it before the on-rushing goalkeeper? It breaks now. This is dangerous coming through. Jimmy McGuinness goes. There's nobody in goal. And it's over the line. And it's a stunning opening goal here for Galway United. Jimmy McGuinness from all the way downtown has lofted it in. It's a stunning finish. Galway United 1, Cliftonville 0, and that is just wow, Breffney.
You could see the body shape. The minute the ball came back off the keeper, you knew exactly what was on McGuinness's mind. She's got a habit of being in the right place at the right time, and boy was that the right place at the right time. She just saw the gap, saw the goalkeeper on the edge of the box, knew there was nobody at home, and just put enough accuracy on that just to get it over the head of the covering defender, who really had no chance of keeping that out. And a great start for Galway. They'll be delighted.
Well, I've said this 2 or 3 times. Surely now time is up. The ball comes on through. Eve Dawson with her right foot gets it up in the air. The ball is won back there. And there is the full-time whistle. Galway United are Avenir Sports All-Island Cup champions for 2023. Wild scenes of celebration there. The Galway United support. It's their first year since the club has been formed from a women's perspective under the Galway United umbrella. And just look at those scenes down to our left-hand side. Euphoria there for the tribeswomen. Phil Trill's side have won the job. They've got the done. It took a moment of magic on the 12th minute. Jimmy McGuinness with an outrageous goal. A lofted chip effort. It had vision. It had quality. It had absolutely everything you could want. She was the player of the match. She put in a warrior performance. But on the all, Cliftonville will be disappointed. They never really got going, you'd say, from their attacking firepower. And Galway are the champions. Listen to the support. This is magical scenes, Breffney. Trace Canevy, what a performance she had at right back. They're making the way on through. Jessica Burlane, another fine performance between the sticks. No penalty shootout. Heroics needed this time, but a couple of big saves. You look at all the players coming through there. Nicola McNamara, Jenna Slattery, Yvonne Costello, so many players. It just, you can't say anyone had a bad game. It was just literally, and all the subs come on had a big impact as well. It is the cliche, but I suppose everything almost went right for Galway today.
I think so, and the fact that the game wasn't decided by a mistake, I know you might be able to look at it and say the goalkeeper lose the ball, but she came out, she challenged for it, and the ball ricocheted off her. There was no mistake that cost anybody anything here. I think it was a great, well-fought game. It could have been 6 or 7 all. There really were chances at both sides. Both defences were excellent, and I think the girls coming through there collecting their medals, the first ever medals by a Galway team in this era of the League of Ireland, or the Women's National League. I think, as you mentioned, in 07 they did win that cup. They were nearly there, beaten on penalties in 06 in the semi-final by UCD as well. I happened to be on the bench for UCD that day, not as a player, mind you, but it was there's been that talent coming through Galway. We see it in the World Cup squad, as you mentioned, but now for Lindsay McKee, this is a pretty special moment.
It certainly is, as we touched on. Afraid to touch the trophy there during the week. She's certainly going to touch it now. She's standing alongside it, posing for some photographs. It's a huge trophy. Certainly no expense spare there. The Galway United whole rest of the squad are ready underneath the advertisement support here for it as well. But any moment now, she's going to lift it up in the air, and so well deserved. Fought the fight over many years continuously, and a fine and a perfect captain for this side, as the trophy is almost handed over to her, and just waiting now. Any second now she gets it into her grateful hands, walks over in front of the squad here, does almost a little bit of shuffle and raises it up in the air. And this player, as I see, Belichick, I think, is cramped up in the background here as well, as everyone piles on together. It's going to be a party that's going to continue long into the night, and deservedly so. Galway are Avenir Sports All-Island Cup winners here for 2023, the first ever in terms of the trophy. Thanks to Rory on base here. We're going to, as Brew Up the Storm comes across here, thanks Breffney as well. It's been a wonderful occasion, and Galway are the champions, and Iowa to everybody.